Hi there, my name is Jorge Gonzalez and I'm a realtor with Keller Williams Realty in Miami, Florida. And here with me today, I'm being joined by two of my lovely daughters. And if you saw the last video that I did, it was about our trip to the Dominican Republic on a mission trip, a service trip with LIFO missions. So we're going to tell you a little bit about that trip, so stay tuned. Well guys, as you can tell, I still have a beard, and that means that I just came back from our mission trip to the Dominican Republic with LIFO missions. I had made a commitment during that time. Well, I wouldn't call it a commitment. I just allowed myself to not worry about shaving. And I haven't shaved in almost a month, which is extremely strange for me because I shave all the time. Anyway, I don't know how much longer this beard is going to last, so enjoy it while you can. But I'm joined here by Lili and Ana, my two beautiful daughters. They represent number 5 and number 6 out of our team dad of 8, our 8 children. And I was honored to be able to spend this trip with them. I've gone on previous occasions with my older sons, and it's been wonderful, an opportunity for us to bond and serve together. So these two were lucky enough to go together. So they had each other to enjoy the trip also. So I wanted to talk a little bit about our experience there. And just as a refresher, LIFO Missions was started, this is the 36th year. So it started in 1985 by two friends of mine, actually, that started LIFO missions right after high school. They were inspired by their high school mission trips down here in Miami, Florida with Belen Jesuit Preparatory School, which has a wonderful tradition of service and this type of service. And what LIFO missions' main focus is, not the only focus, but the main focus is to deliver clean drinking water to communities in the countryside, specifically in the Dominican Republic, where they're very poor and they don't have running water to their homes. Some have very modest homes, but they don't have running water. So they either have to buy water through a water service and then fill up their cisterns, but most people don't have the money to even do that. So they actually go on a daily basis or every few days to the river, where there be a river nearby, and that's where they bathe, that's where they wash clothes, that's where they collect water, typically in jugs as a family, so they can bring as many jugs as they can to last a few more days to cook and drink. And the truth is that water is not very healthy. I mean, there's runoff from the agriculture that happens around it. There's excrement, as you can imagine, from animals. Animals and people bathe, in the river, and it looks wonderful. It looks beautiful to go swimming and everything, but you wouldn't want to really drink it. So, LIFO Missions has this great purpose of bringing, good, clean, healthy water, free from parasites, free from pesticides, free from just soil, sediment, pieces of leaves, etc., to individuals in their home. And so the way it's done is by looking for a spring, a natural spring, which typically in these villages, they know exactly where the spring is and where the river and small little creeks originate, and that's the cleanest source of water. And then we create a whole system, coupled with engineers from another organization in the Dominican Republic. And they create a reservoir with a filter tank at the source. And then we connect literally PVC pipe that runs water from the source down to a big reservoir holding tank. And you'll probably see, we're going to roll some pictures. You'll see a big blue tank in this video, which was the culmination of the main part of this project. And so we run PVC pipe from the source to that reservoir tank, and it's all gravity fed. So the source is higher than the tank, and the tank is higher than the village that is being serviced by this aqueduct. And then we run PVC pipe from the tank down the dirt roads where people have their homes, and hopefully you'll see that in some of the pictures that we're showing here. And then each house, each family can tap into that PVC that's running in the dirt road in front of their home, so that they can have like a hose spigot outside of their house to make collecting water a lot easier and better water. So that's the main purpose of our project. And then within that 10-day period that we're there, sponsored by the other organization that we work with, is called ILAC Missions. And we do a medical dental day, because a lot of these people don't have easy access to healthcare and dental care. And when you see them at the doctor's office, especially at the dental clinic, you see that they have not ever seen a dentist. So for me, I just wanted to give my key takeaway, and I wanted to have my daughter share what their takeaway was. But when we go on a trip like this, it's an opportunity for us to disconnect from the first world. We think, life in Miami is normal life and it's what everybody experiences all over the world. But, we live at a first world level and we have first world problems, and we complicate our lives, and it's very intense on making enough money to cover all the expenses that we need to. And we work very hard, and we're constantly, keeping up with the Joneses, whether we think we are or not. Many times that is the fact. And when you go to a country like the Dominican Republic or any poor community around the world, you kind of realize, we are not living the basics and the simplicity that life really requires. We overcomplicate our life. That's one of the big takeaways for me, is to try to focus more on the basics, trying to enjoy the present. Speaking for myself, I'm constantly thinking about the future. I'm constantly thinking about preparing for the future and preparing the way for my children to have a great future and for our retirement. And, that creates a lot of stress, and really, I forget about today very often. And these trips really help me to center again and focus more on the present, on life today, and enjoy the moment and not take for granted all the blessings that we have. The fact that we have many places to get clean water right in my house and flush toilets and not have to go to the bathroom outside in an outhouse with a latrine, which is basically a hole in the ground. We are so blessed, and we have a lot of advantages that I take for granted. So that was the big takeaway for me. And I wanted to see if, Ana, if you wanted to start, why don't you share what was a big takeaway, an impression that this trip made on you?
One of the biggest takeaways was probably the energy of the two founders that we went on the trip with, that are friends with my dad. They provided our energy. Like they their service, it empowers them, and it moves them to move us. And we would not have been able to provide the services that we did, but it was very incredible to see how they, it wasn't only us, the locals were helping us. That was beautiful. They're doing the work for their own, it's for their life. We're fine. We go home and, we still have our running water no matter what work we do. But it was purely out of service for us and for, all the other people that went on the trip with us. But the locals that were there, and, Albert and Alfred were also empowering them. Like to everybody, it was beautiful to see the service, beautiful to see how hard everybody was working. My dad still powering
backbreaking work. I'm still recovering.
My
back is still recovering.
About 3 or 4 other trips that he's done with our brothers. So the service was beautiful, and the hard work slipped my mind, to be honest, because it was just, you're so caught up in the moment, and everyone else around you is working so hard, and we're just having fun. It was fun, and it was, it felt really good. it was nice to get away for 10 days. And, you know, you'd think you'd be stressed in a place like that where, you know, you don't have as much as you have at home. But it was the complete opposite, and it was just very nice to get away and be away from the phone and the issues and the work, and, you know, just be around people that have the same goal as you, and to just get this water and get it done. And, you know, we had other ILAC, like you mentioned, and other groups that were helping out. You know, we were there, and then they're going to come and finish it up, but to see it done is going to be very, very exciting.
Awesome. That was a great segue to what I know Lili wanted to share about, because she had a unique experience during our 10-day trip, and that had to do with the medical dental day. And I know that was a cool experience for her and for me, because we worked together on the dental day at the dental clinic anyway. So Lili, why don't you share your impressions about, you know, that experience, or anything you want to share about generally about this trip?
So I got to help in the dentist and the doctor day for 2 days, and going to the dentist was a big eye-opener, because everyone who came had a lot of issues with their teeth, and like my dad was saying earlier, they can't, you know, they don't have easy access to dentists or doctors. So I like that I was able to help and, you know, resolve as many problems as we could with their teeth or their health. It was just crazy to see that, you know, they don't have any, like, access, whatever, and we're the only ones that get to help. And I was very glad that I was there and I was able to help them, and seeing them after they were done, like, super happy that they, you know, have this pain taken away. And also, other than that day, was the water and helping, you know, make the tank, make the trenches. That was amazing. And I loved all the locals who came to help. They were super empowering, and I'm glad that we were able to do it, all of us together. It was a beautiful experience, and I'm very glad that we got to help them with their water. And I'm super excited for us to see the final result in, like, September, I think.
Yeah, that project will be finished up by another group in September, October timeframe, and hopefully we'll go back next year, or at least some of us, and we always get the opportunities to see how that project impacted them over the last year. So if we do go back, I'm planning at this time to go back next year with my other daughter, Christina, and who else? I know Lili.
I do want to
go. Everybody wants to go again. So we'll see how that works out next year. But, you know, one of the things that we did want to share is, you know, the importance that we give as a family and as a team Data of 8, to serve others that are less fortunate by either donating part of our income that we receive from commissions and serving locally. You know, as a matter of fact, yesterday, Eva went with our youngest son, Carlos, to a local mission called Mission Santa Ana. It's down in Naranja, Florida, close to Homestead. It's a parish, and they specifically serve the migrant community of agricultural workers that we have, and they're very poor here in South Florida. And they have a lot of needs as well there. A lot of undocumented people who are struggling and very, very poor. So whether it's that, or whether serving in Respect Life work, helping unwed mothers who are pregnant and scared, you know, wherever it is that we can serve, the importance of giving from what we have to offer to those less fortunate than we are. So if you are more interested in getting more information about some of these organizations that we love and serve and support, LIFO Missions has their website. You can check out. It's LIFO, LIFO, missions, plural, missions.org. LIFO also has a baby. Blue Missions actually is sprung from LIFO Missions, and it's a great organization also. And there's more than one opportunity per year to serve there. And that's bluemissions.org. .org, also blue like the color, missions, plural again, bluemissions.org. And, look at those two organizations and see if you might be motivated to go on a trip like we did, whether to support them in that way or maybe through a donation if you feel that that's a good thing for you to do. So with that, I hope you enjoyed this update. We really appreciate all of your prayer and support and your good wishes as we went on this trip. I'm going to wait for Lily to come back so we can close this up. But if you ever need anything, remember that you can reach out to me. Our information is below. Eva and I would love to hear from you and see if we can help you in any way, especially with your real estate needs. So thank you for watching this video, and I appreciate all of you. We love you very much. God bless you. And this is George, Anna, and Lily signing off. Bye-bye.